But if you're going to go down during the Ramadan month, I tell you, good luck. Because when you go down at about 4 o'clock, okay, which is that period, that 2-3 hours before breakfast, there's a lot of grumpy people around. All right, this is the truth, There's a lot of grumpy people around.
Sembang Laki Bini.
Welcome to another episode of Sembang Laki Bini, brought to you by SmallCityIsland.
Assalamualaikum guys, this week gonna be special. So the podcast is gonna be in English.
Oh, it's gonna be in English. All right. I think it's been a while that we actually do a podcast. Oh, we have not done a podcast in English before.
Yes, we have not done a full English podcast.
Correct. So today is gonna be in English.
Yes.
Okay, that's great. All right, this podcast is brought to you by Akiff Irwan, your real estate agent. All right, the thing about Akiff is that he's very experienced in planning for you your timeline, as well as to do your financial analysis when you want to sell or buy your house.
So for those of you who want to sell or buy a house, you can contact Akiff at 8613-4435 or get in touch with him through his social media.
All right, that's good. What's the phone number again?
8613-4435.
Oh, why the look of anger there? All right, guys. So Akiff Irwan. All right. In case if you want to sell or you want to buy your house, all right, please do hit him up. Okay. All right, Fazira. Today, all right. Why are we doing this in English?
Because it's gonna be about something about food. It's something got related to food.
Right. Some of you guys, you actually mentioned that, we should do a podcast about food, everything, all right? And then we talk about that. It's going to be, quite difficult because it's going to sound like ASMR throughout the whole thing.
So that's not going to be a podcast.
But the reason why we are doing this podcast today in English is simply because there are some of you, in fact, quite a number of you actually asked us if we are going to be doing any of the Ramadan Bazaar video.
Yes.
So because I know that a lot of you follow us for the Ramadan Bazaar video, and what happened is that's the reason why, since we are going to be talking about it, we will be doing this episode in English. So Fazira, can you please answer the question, Fazira? There's so many of them, Fazira. Over in the comment, Fazira. They have been asking us, Fazira. They have been asking over and over, Fazira. Are we going to be doing any Ramadan Bazaar video?
I think at the moment, no.
All right.
The thing is because our kids, the two younger kids are still young, so it's a bit tough to bring them to the Ramadan Bazaar.
Yes, correct.
As you know that Ramadan Bazaar is very crowded, right? So it's like we are being very selfish if we bring them along.
I mean, it's going to be very boring for them.
Yeah.
Right, they're going to get bored because usually when we do the Ramadan Bazaar video, it will take us like maybe about 6 to 8 hours. All right. And the last time round, what happened when we brought the 3 of them? At that time, there were only 3 in 2019.
Yes.
All right. We end up doing it for about 9 hours. All right. We finished after midnight.
Because we have to do part by part.
Yes, correct. We find that it's a bit unfair to them because it's going to be very, very draggy for them. They're going to get bored, and that's the reason why. Okay, I don't know. I wouldn't say that we will not do. But
maybe we wait a
for
little
this
until
year,
they grow up.
For this year, we'll be giving it a pass. We'll not be doing the Ramadan Bazaar video this year. But then why are we talking about Ramadan Bazaar? So I guess right now the hot topic for everybody
It's true.
is Ramadan Bazaar, right?
Yes.
Yep. So we have been covering Ramadan Bazaar since the year 2017.
Yes.
All right. And what happened year after year, we have been going back. And I guess it's one of those that's actually very close to us. All right. As we started becoming a food vlogger.
Started with Ramadan Bazaar.
Yes, we started with Ramadan Bazaar in 2017.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
We started then, right?
We want to talk about differences between now Bazaar and during your time.
Okay. All right.
During your time.
So for all you guys out there who has been wondering about Ramadan Bazaar, how much it has changed, right? So I guess, shall I do the honor of talking about it?
I mean, you have been living in this world.
Yeah. What are you trying to say?
Older than me.
Yeah.
So I think you should talk about it.
Okay. God. So does that mean that I'm like, the senior citizen card holder?
I mean, between us, of course.
All right. For those of you who are listening to us for the first time in English, right? What happened in the Malay podcast? We actually talk about our age, lah. All right. So right. Let's get back to topic. The thing about the Ramadan Bazaar, it has changed a lot since the day that I was a kid and I used to go down with my parents. All right. In the 70s, 80s, all right, even to the early 90s. Okay. Ramadan Bazaar was something that is an event which a lot of us we actually look forward to go to. All right, because during that period of time, Ramadan Bazaar, you will only find it in two places. One is going to be Geylang Serai, and then the other one is going to be at Kandahar Street or Busra Street, which is actually what Kampung Glam is right now.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so during that time, what happened is that when we go to Geylang Serai, right, it's the old market, and then it's not the new one that we have now. All right, it's the old market. I think those of you out there who's listening or watching us, what happened is that you know that Geylang Serai used to be this old dilapidated market that we used to have. And then during that period of time, Ramadan Bazaar is something where if you go to the bazaar, most of the things that you get at the bazaar will be things like, clothings, and then your home decoration, for example, your floral arrangement, your curtains, your cushion covers, that sort of thing. All right. And then when it comes to food, you will actually buy food from this hawker center that they used to have in Geylang Serai Market, the old ones. All right. So every year, it is something that we look forward to go to because you get the vibe that, people are preparing for Hari Raya, is the Ramadan, people, and then you go there, you hear all these vendors screaming and shouting, calling people to, patronize them, everything. And it is that vibe that somehow or other, every year, that will give you this, sort of like this inkling.
Excitement.
Yes, that, Ramadan Bazaar, is Hari Raya is coming. Hari Raya is coming. And as a kid, that is something that, you look forward to. All right. Then what happened is that later on, when you get into the 80s to the 90s, that's when you start to see, within this bazaar that sell clothes, everything, people start to sell food. Then you have got like, ding ding. All right, so the barbecued meat. All right, so you see them start popping out, and then you start to see people selling Ramly burgers, and then you start to have small little stalls selling food. So that's when the food, all right, the food vendors start to come into the Ramadan Bazaar. All right, and then I guess from here you can see what has happened to the Ramadan Bazaar now.
Yes.
All right, so the biggest highlight for the Ramadan Bazaar right now would be the food.
Yep.
All right. So instead now, if you want to buy clothes, they've got some at the Ramadan Bazaar, but most of the time, people will actually go over to Juja Complex. People will go over to, the Geylang Serai Market as well. So people start to go over there to buy. So the highlight now for the Ramadan Bazaar is food. I guess, I don't know, why is it that, food becomes the first thing that, whenever we talk about Ramadan Bazaar nowadays, the first thing that comes to your mind.
Yes, is food.
So what do you think of this progression of the Ramadan Bazaar?
So much different.
Yeah, it's very different.
Yeah.
Have you ever experienced, Fajra, the old ones?
I mean, the old ones I experienced in Malaysia has been common lah. They sell food as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct. I think Malaysia is the same thing as well. But Malaysia, one of the things is that even the olden days, right, when you go to the bazaar, usually, it's more food. It's more catered to a food rather than.
So that's why that it is not so surprising.
Yeah.
I mean, looking at current bazaar in Singapore.
Yeah. Correct. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. Also, because I've been talking about Geylang Serai, right? So what happened is that if you go to Kandahar Street or you go to Busra Street, which is now Kampung Glam, right? Yes, over there is different. Over there, you'll get food.
Oh, okay.
Yes, you get all these people selling the Malay kuihs, you get all these people selling like the katira, everything. So over there, you actually get food. So it'll be like one street, like what it is now, all right? Is that same street. Okay, and then you get vendors selling food over there.
So you have been talking about Geylang and Geylang Bazaar as well as Kandahar Street, right?
Yes, correct.
Yeah, but nowadays there's a lot more that we can find.
Yes.
In Woodlands, Tampines. I mean,
yeah,
there's a lot.
Correct. It's true.
So the thing is that the current bazaar is full of food. totally different from the picture that you tell us just now.
Yes, correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
And also the current bazaar cater to like the new generation.
Well, I guess they have to cater to the new generation lah, because the new
Yes.
generation is the one that's driving the economy. But the thing is that, like for example, we are staying in Yishun, correct? So like, this year, I don't know, somehow or rather this year, the Ramadan Bazaar is like as if they are coming back with a revenge. All right, you've got one near Yishun MRT station, and then you've got one in Sembawang, and then you have got one in Admiralty. You've got another one which
In
is the
Woodlands.
Woodlands, which has been
Yeah.
around for quite a while, and then the same thing over on the east side. All right, you've got the Geylang Bazaar, correct, and then after that
Bedok.
you have got Bedok, and then you have got Tampines that has got two of them, and in fact in Tampines itself. All right, you have got those under the blocks.
I mean, not only in Tampines lah.
Yeah, under the blocks, I think it's scattered all over the island. You know, but that's the thing, you see. It's like this year they come back with a revenge. But there is actually a drawback, I guess. Because, you see, vendors, all right, let's say every year, what happens is that you have got 1,000 vendors. Okay? But then location, maybe you're concentrated maybe at 3 sites. What it used to be was like Geylang Serai. Oh no, 4 sites. Geylang Serai, Kampung Glam,
Tampines,
Tampines,
as well
Woodlands.
as Woodlands. Yeah.
All right, you've got these 4. So these 1,000 vendors will be scattered throughout these 4. Yeah. But since right now, as it is Yishun alone, the northern side, you have got 4.
Yeah.
And then the eastern side, you've got another 4 of the major ones. And then you still have got most probably like the same number of vendors. Then what happens is that you'll find that some of these bazaars, they are going to
There's
be...
empty spots.
Yes. Yeah, they are not going to be filled up. All right. So it is something that I find a stage where we do not want to see the Ramadan Bazaar reach to this
True.
point. You know?
I mean, we want to enjoy the environment, like want to celebrate Hari Raya, like that, right? But when looking at the the bazaar, like very little
Very
stall
few
there.
of them. Correct.
Then
So imagine you make your trip all the way there, and then you end up like seeing only like 5 or 6 vendors selling food, and then you got a lot of empty, empty shop spaces, and then it's quite sad, lah.
you will not feel the vibe.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So this is where we are at the moment, lah. I don't know whether this idea of having so many locations for the Ramadan Bazaar is something that is good, or are we having too many of them? I think that we are having too many of them.
Maybe they are trying to spread out.
Yeah.
Normally Tampines, Woodlands, Geylang as well as Arab Street.
Yeah.
One is very packed.
Yeah.
So I mean, maybe they are trying to
Disperse.
break them out. Yeah.
Disperse the crowd, lah.
Yes.
Yeah. But you see, no matter what, right? If they want to disperse the crowds, right, people will still end up going back to Geylang and Kampung Glam.
You can see full like sardine can.
and the northerners, they will actually go up to the Woodlands, right?
Yeah.
Because traditionally, you know what you will get from there. You know what we have. You know what they have to offer there. Correct? Yeah. So I don't know. You guys, why don't you just tell us? In the comment below. All right, whether you think that the numbers are
Too much.
too many
Yeah.
this time round. All right, because I personally think that is too many.
Me too.
That's too many. Yeah. So Fazira, what have you noticed about the vendors? Since we are talking about the Ramadan Bazaar, the vendors, I mean, we have covered them since like 2017. All right. What can you summarize about these vendors over at Ramadan Bazaar?
Well, actually, there's 3 types of vendors.
3 types, yes.
Yeah, one is full time. Second is seasonal,
Okay.
as well as like ad hoc.
Okay. All right. So there's 3 types lah. Okay.
Yes.
Correct. So let's try to explain.
For the full time vendor, you can actually find them even in pasar malam, in the bazaars, as well as like events. So everywhere they are there.
Okay.
Example, Mr.
Correct.
Vade.
Oh yes.
They are everywhere.
Yes. All right, good. So that's the first one, the full time. And then what about the second one?
Seasonal.
Seasonal, okay.
Which you can only see them like during events, as well as like Hari Raya, like that lah, bazaar.
Okay, so those seasonal events lah. So these people, they don't really go into the pasar
night
malam
market,
as much. All right, they usually go for events and festivals. All right, good. The third one.
The third one is the ad hoc.
Ad hoc.
Which you can only find them once a year, which is at Bazaar Ramadan.
Yes, good. Yeah. We do see actually quite a number of these ad hoc vendors
I don't know,
who
they come
only
out
come
from-
in during the Ramadan Bazaar.
They come out from where?
Personally, I find that these are the ones. All right, to me, I find it's like a cowboy town. It's a hit or miss. All right, because you have got some of them who basically come in because of, I think maybe it's because of business opportunities. All right, because they know that the footfall is going to be very, very high, so they basically come in for like 30 days. All right, make their money and then go off from there. All right, so these are the ones where it is a hit or a miss because you do not have any experience regarding their food, and then you give it a try. If it's good, you're very lucky.
Yeah.
If it's not,
It's a
then
flop.
then it's a flop. That's why it's
Yeah.
a hit and miss. So at least when you go down to the Ramadan Bazaar, all right, from what we have seen, there's quite a number of full-timers. All right, and theirs, okay, what I can say is that most of them, because it's very difficult to say all, most of them, their food, all right, it is something that
You're familiar
you're
with.
familiar
Yes.
with, and then in terms of taste-wise, everything all right, it is quite safe lah. Yeah, they are the safer ones because it's not like something that is on a trial and error basis.
Being with the new generation, of course they will be very curious
Yes.
with the ad hoc vendors.
Yeah, it depends on what
They want to
they're
try.
selling. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, correct. So the thing is that the full-time ones lah, and then the seasonal ones, yeah, you will see them lah. For example, Ramadan Bazaar, there are some of them who keeps coming back just for the Ramadan Bazaar alone. So you will only see them during the Ramadan Bazaars. So now let's come back to us. Okay, right. Every year for us to cover the Ramadan Bazaar, it is not an easy fit. Okay, all right. Especially like for example for us, producing the content for YouTube, all right, which is actually in long form, is actually not an easy task. And no, when we come to think about it, all right, we are just a husband and wife duo.
Yeah. With all the 4 little minions by the side.
Yes, correct. We're just a husband and wife duo, and it's quite a fit for us, in fact, to cover the bazaar.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess we would like to share with you guys the challenges that we face. Okay, when we go over to the Ramadan Bazaar and then to make our video. All right, what's the first thing, Fazira?
The first thing, of course, the crowd.
Yes, the mad crowd that you
The
have.
mad crowd during Ramadan.
Yeah.
Then we have to bring them along with us. It's going to be stressful for them as well as for us.
Yes,
Yeah,
correct.
they're going to be very cranky.
Yeah, correct. And I tell you what, one of the other thing is that when you go to the Ramadan Bazaar, right? Okay, especially all right, because Geylang Serai Ramadan Bazaar and Kampung Glam Ramadan Bazaar this year, what happens is that they started way before the start of Ramadan.
Yes.
Correct. So those of you who are creating, making content, all right, you actually have got this leeway. But if you're gonna go down during the Ramadan month, I tell you, good luck. Because when you go down at about 4 o'clock, okay, which is that period, that 2-3 hours before breakfast, there's a lot of grumpy people around. All right, this is the truth, There's a lot of grumpy people around. And here you are with your camera shoving here and there.
With the kids along.
And these people will be looking at you, all right, like as if they're going to have you for iftar. Okay, so this is one of the things that is a challenge for us when it comes in terms of crowd. And furthermore, all right, there is this, I don't know, should I say a love-hate relationship or just a pure hatred relationship for, parents who has got a stroller going into the Ramadan Bazaar. Because I have read a lot of negative comments, all right, or negative remarks online regarding, strollers in the Ramadan Bazaar. Some people will say that, you're just taking up space, you are just making it difficult for other people to walk, you're just making... So I guess we just have to give and take.
Yeah, correct.
Correct? All right. So everybody deserves to be in there. Whether you're a parent with a stroller, whether you are just going there, la-di-da, just, you yourself, at least, have the empathy. All right. Everybody deserves to enjoy, to soak in that, the atmosphere there.
Yeah.
All right. To have a good time.
Okay, Yang, then what are the other challenges?
All right. The next one would be the food quality versus the value. Everybody knows. All right, Ramadan Bazaar is not cheap.
Yeah.
It is not cheap. For us, what we look at is, we know that their rental is very high. All right, so there's a lot of cost that is involved. Is not directly, all right, in the food. Like for example, you need to get storage space, refrigerated storage. You need to get your stall itself is very, very expensive. You need to get manpower. All right. So all these actually, will add up to the cost. All right. So that's the reason why, all right, when you go to the Ramadan Bazaar, what happens is that you'll find that the prices, they are not cheap. But there is one thing that I find that is very, very critical then. All right. And this is the one that people usually will be, complaining about. All right. Is the value versus the food quality. Okay, you can charge me, you can charge me $18, $19, but your cost could be a lot lower than that. But my food must be worth that $18 or $19. Like for example, in 2017, we went to Kampung Glam Bazaar.
Oh.
What happened is that was the first time I think I spent we are talking about 2017, not 2024. I spent I think $18, something like that, right? On a beef rib.
Yep.
Correct? And what happened is that it's worth every single cent of that $18.
So good. Yes.
Yeah. And the size-wise, everything, it is actually worth the $18 to pay. In, I think, 2018, all right, there was this weird stall that actually sold helium.
You eat the helium for $12.
Yes. Selling helium for $12. Who in the right mind, in fact, goes over to a Ramadan Bazaar, go to a bazaar, and you think that helium is food?
I mean, the teenagers will buy it. All the new generation will buy it because it's interesting.
Yeah, correct. But that's the thing, you see. This is what I'm trying to say. For us to cover, all right, we have to look at the cost as well as the value. All right. So there is always this challenge for us. Make sure that what we show you guys, all right, is we are able to
paying.
justify.
Worth paying.
Justify the money that we pay. But one thing very funny, I tell you something. There are these people who goes around going like, oh, very expensive, it's very expensive. It's very expensive.
but they still go to bazaar.
But they are the ones, all right, still going to the bazaar, buying things here and there, and still going back complaining, it's still expensive, it's too expensive, it's too expensive. The other one, yes. What's the other one, Fazira?
The other one would be differences in opinion.
Yes, differences in opinion.
Yeah.
Yes, this actually happened. Okay, this is beyond Ramadan Bazaar.
Correct.
Okay? Every single food video.
Yes.
Yeah. I think those of you out there who does food content, I think you know this. Every single food video, you will always have one or two fellas that's going to come into your comment and says that
the food tastes not good.
The food is not good.
Yeah.
I've tasted it. It's not good. Everything else is not good. Now, to me, I find that here is where there's going to be differences in opinion. Okay? Because what happened is that maybe, all right, that one fella or that two fellas, right, to them, it doesn't suit their taste bud.
Everybody taste bud is different.
Correct. See? So this is the thing that we have to understand is that everybody has got a different taste bud. Okay? And what happened is that your taste bud may be different from mine. So because of that, that's the reason why, if you notice, like for us, when we make our videos, all right, we do not feature any of the food that we do not like.
Yeah.
Because I know one thing. I may not like it, but there are people who out there who likes it. I don't feature the ones that I don't like. Correct?
Yeah.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
Have we come across?
Yes.
Yes, many.
It's a very popular shop, but then it's not to our liking.
Yeah, correct. So instead that week we have got no food video.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because what happened is that we don't like it at all and then we don't feature it. So it is one of those things that we believe as a food vlogger. All right. For us, our ethics is this. If we don't like the food, we don't feature it. We only feature food that we like. So basically, it's still a personal preference. But still, people will come and say that the food is no good. You guys are, So, I mean, just take it with a grain of salt. Right? And I think the last one, Fazira, the last one is regarding food for the camera.
And food for the customer.
Food for the customer.
This one is very obvious.
Yes.
You can actually find that on social media.
Yeah. Correct. I think we are in a perfect position to say this firsthand. Because we always go through this situation where, all right, the vendor will actually prepare food not in their usual amount.
Yes, extra special.
Yes.
Extra, I mean, ingredient.
Presentation totally different as
Yes.
well. All right. And if you are talking about the Ramadan Bazaar, we had the experience in 2019. All right. So we were being given, we were being given this food. All right. I shall not name what it is lah. Given this food, and then we featured it, everything all. And
They
then
get a very bad reviews from the consumer.
yeah. And then what happened is that some of the
We get backlash.
yeah, some of you guys lah. I hope you guys are still with us lah. Huh? Some of you guys actually you DM us and then you showed us what you actually got, and
so pathetic.
it is really quite sad.
Yes.
Yeah, because look, for us, whenever we go to the vendor, we will actually tell them, can you please give us the portion,
The usual
the
portion.
usual ones. Do not give extras. Do not over present your food as well. All right, because we want to see the true ones.
Yes.
So this is the problem sometimes when you go up with a camera. You see, for you vendors out there, if you do that, the backlash is going to be on you. Because what's very simple. Why is it that during the video it looks different, and then people come down, they get a different,
Yes.
a different presentation, different amount. So that is something that we experience firsthand. Not only at the Ramadan Bazaar, in fact, even on our during the hawker series. Yeah, we sometimes all of a sudden we got extra food on top, extra ingredient on
But
top.
we will never feature them.
Yeah, but we will take them out.
Yeah.
We will just show you what it is going to be like when you guys go to the store. For the content creators out there, my only take is this. My 2 cents worth is this. All right, and this is what we believe as well. Okay, we believe that. All right, I can gain my 2 minutes of fame, no problem at all. How? All right, I can gain my 2 minutes of fame, all right, by condemning something that I don't like.
Yep.
I can do that. But at the end of the day, like what I said, we need empathy. Whether it's from the vendor, whether it's from the consumer, whether it's from the vlogger, we need the empathy. All right. So one of the things that we actually do is that, like what I have already, I think, mentioned earlier on, when we don't like the food, we don't feature it. If I find that there's something wrong with the food, I will tell the vendor.
Yeah. Tell the vendor.
Yeah, I will tell the vendor. You imagine this lah. You imagine this. All right. You go to work. All right. You go to work, and then your boss is not happy with you. Instead of going to you and tell you first,
Tell to your colleague.
yeah, and your boss actually send out a memo throughout your whole company without you in the list, and then you actually found out, all right, when you saw your friend's memo. It's very lousy.
Very lousy.
It's a very lousy feeling. You see. So what happened? That's the reason why. All right. If let's say you may find something that is not up to your standard, not to your liking, go over to them. All right. Tell them. All right. I've tried this, everything. All I find that it is like maybe like too salty, or the amount is not enough, or something like that. And then after that, work with them. All right. Talk nicely to them lah. Don't go there and say, "Hey, auntie, I buy from you. Why you?" Then after that, that is just creating a very tense situation
It's
lah.
also same thing as the vendor. They should try to take in people's
Yes.
feedback instead of backlashing back to them.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. And for the vendors out there, what happened is that do take feedback. All right. I will always look at it as feedback. Okay.
To
Do take the
improvise
feedback.
yourself.
All right. And then see whether there are areas that you're able to improve. So that's why I guess both needs to work hand in hand lah.
Correct.
All right. Look, at the end of the day, when both work hand in hand, what we are doing is that we are actually improving, all right, the food scene in Singapore.
Yes.
All right. Some of you may say you guys reviewer, you see. So they will listen to you.
Even if
you
we
see.
never make video, we will tell them.
Yeah, in fact, we do that.
Even in real life. I mean, it's up to the vendor whether they want to accept
Yes.
it or not. But you tell your 2 cents of worth lah.
But say it nicely lah.
Yeah.
Choose,
Hey, alamak, why your food are like this?
correct. Choose your words lah. Choose your
Yeah,
words.
correct. Like
Alright.
that, you are asking for the sandok to go to your head lah.
All right, good. So I guess I don't know. So far, I find that the Ramadan Bazaar seems to be an event, all right, that penetrates the different races in Singapore.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So it is one of those things that it attracts all races to to come down, and somehow or other, I find it is something that a lot of people do look forward to every year.
Correct.
For the food, all right. So I guess it is one of those opportunity for us. In fact, for me, I find that for the Malay community, for the Malay Muslim community, it is actually an opportunity for us to showcase our stuff, showcase our food, all right, what we have, and also showcase our hospitality, all right, to all these other races that comes down, to all your customers as well, all right. And it's an opportunity actually for us to, enjoy, all right, the different variety of food that we have, all right, whether it is the, Instagrammable food, all right, or it is just the traditional Ramly burger that you get down the road. So what happened is that it is something that is for us to enjoy. All right, so hopefully, all right, because we used to have a lot of controversies, when it comes to Ramadan Bazaar. Okay, so hopefully, all right, these controversies, everything all, will be able to, we can hamper it down, and then at least everybody gets to enjoy the Ramadan Bazaar. All right, a lot more. All right, Fazira, anything else to add on? No? Okay. So we have in fact come to the end of our podcast for today. Hey, we should change it. We should not call it as a podcast.
Then?
Foodcast.
Oh, foodcast.
Yeah, because we are talking about food. So it becomes a foodcast.
Foodcast.
Not food. Food.
Food.
All right. So we have come to the end of our foodcast. So please, in case if let's say there's anything that we missed out and you would like to add on, all right, you can always add it on in the comments. Okay, for those of you who are listening to us on Spotify, all right, yeah, the comment, there's actually a comment column, and then after that, for those of you on YouTube, all right, yeah, just comment it, just comment below. Okay, all right. So sadly, this year we are not going to go down to the Ramadan Bazaar. No, we will go down.
We were there.
Yes, we were there.
We were there.
Yeah, for those of you who are still, we were there. We were at the Kampung Glam.
Yes,
Ramadan
and actually
Bazaar.
we already bought a drink to make a review, and then
yeah. So what happens that the thing is that we were there with the 4 kids.
Yes.
So that's why we didn't make any video. All right. So hopefully you guys have a great Ramadan. For those of you who are fasting, who are celebrating Ramadan, and then after that, for those of you who are not, all right, enjoy the food.
Yep.
Okay. Have a great time at the Ramadan Bazaar. All right. Burn a hole in your pocket.
Remember, guys, be empathy.
All right. And then, yes, be nice. All right. Let empathy goes around.
Yes.
Okay. Right. This is Dani signing out.
I'm Fazira.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi.